Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today? Did you know when you go to somebody's websites and you have this tab on the right that says FAQ, frequently asked questions? Well, today I'm gonna answer one of the questions I get asked all the time. Just about anybody who meets me, more than likely about 90% of them will ask me this question. So if you're new to the channel, about a year ago, around this time, I made a video talked about my green card interview and all that. So if you watch those videos, I talked a lot about this, so I'm not gonna do that today, but I will link it up here. But basically, I came to the United States when I was 13 years old, and I've been here ever since. So when people hear about that story about my life, they would ask me, why did you come to the US? And I think that is a much more popular question than people think. I think a lot of Americans, natively born Americans, are curious about why people want to come to the US. That is a big political issue right now that a lot of people argue about. I'm not gonna get into the political part of it just because I don't wanna get political on my channel. So I'm just gonna list some of the reasons that drives me. I have a brother who's 24 years old who also would like to come here sometimes. I have families who have came here and brought other families. The question is, why do people want to come to the United States of America? I came up with 6 simple and logical answers to that question. The first answer is, anyone who lives in the United States, if you're willing to work for yourself, you're willing to put in the hard work, you can make something of yourself and you can climb the economical ladder for yourself and for your family. So there are 4 basic categories in which people, I think, can become successful. This is my opinion. First is sports. There are examples upon examples upon examples. You just turn on the TV any day of the week and turn to ESPN, you would hear stories of individual athletes who came from nothing. With hard work and perseverance, they became this really good athlete, making a lot of money, millions of dollars for themselves and for their family. These individuals, while having their God-given talent, they put into work days and nights and weekends, and they made something of themselves, and now they can provide for their families. See, in America, going to high school is free, so these athletes can concentrate on school and on their sport, promoting their talent. They get noticed by scouts and coaches, and they get offered a free ride to college. After playing college for a few years, if they continue to work on their craft, they get noticed by scouts and NFL coaches, and then they get drafted, and then they just became instant millionaire. So the opportunity is there if you're willing to take it. However, saying all that to say, it's 1 in a million that gets this opportunity, so not everybody can do it. So there are 1,093,000 high school players. 6.5% of those will play in college, and 1.6 of those will play in the NFL, will get drafted by the NFL, and some of those will get cut. Literally, it's 1 in a million. The other path you can climb the ladder is education. If you're willing to put in the work, you are provided with a chance to be successful. In America, between 1st and 12th grade, you're going to school for free. If you're willing to study, put in your time, prepare for the ACT, prepare for the SAT, successfully pass those exams, have good grades in high school, you can get a free ride to college. And if you can't, you can still get a loan interest-free while you're going to college. If you do well in college and you study hard and you work hard, more than likely, it's a very high percentage that you find a job, except for now during COVID, that you'll find a job getting out of college. If playing sport is not for you and going to school is not for you, they also have trade school here. So you could spend 2 years at a community college, not spending a lot of money, and learn a trade. Welding, be a mechanic, plumber. They make very good money. A plumber showing up at my house before they even do anything, $75. A plumber makes like $150 an hour. Welders are very in high demand right now. So there are opportunities to be successful. You don't have to go to college to be successful in America. Or if you're really good at business, you are willing to work hard, you'll start your own business and be successful that way too. I know of somebody who started a lawn business and now he can't keep up with the demand. So unlike other countries like Vietnam, where even if you are successful in college, you may or may not find a job. So that's why I came here. In America, if you are willing to put in the work, you can be successful. This is the land of the free, home of the braves, and the land of opportunities. Point number 2 that a lot of people risk everything they have to come here is government assistance. And unfortunately, a lot of people do cheat the system and come here and just get government assistance and don't work. So that success, that climbing the success ladder is not always true. These people, they might be older, they might just want to come here to retire. And so, you know, there's welfare, Medicare, Medicaid, that people come here and take the advantage of. And that's why they risk it to come here. In America, even when you lose a job, the government is willing to help you until you find a new job. Take COVID, for example. A lot of people lost their jobs. So the government gave them money to try to keep them afloat until they find a new job. And if you live in America, you know this already, but a few months ago, during the first part of COVID, the government actually sent each individual a stimulus check so they can make it through the times. And then they sent these businesses money to make payroll to make it through the time. So the government steps in and help when necessary, minus other countries who may or may not. The government may not can. So there is a sense of security in this country when you work, that if something happens, the government does take care of you. Oh, this is a big one, big discussion right now. The third point is the protection of the 10 Amendments, or the Bill of Rights. This is protection that's provided to every American. It is their protection, their rights in relation to the government, what the government can or can't do to these individuals who live in this country. It guarantees the civil rights and liberty to the citizens that the government can't infringe upon, such as freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press. That is actually the First Amendment. Unlike some countries where you can't go out there and publish stuff against the federal government because they don't want to look bad or this or that, they just want things that are good, it has to be approved. In America, you have freedom of the press where you can write anything that you feel is right. If there are facts that you believe are right, you can actually go to the press about that. Even if it is against the government can't do anything to you. Freedom of religion. There are countries who would do bad things to you if you don't worship the religion that they have as a national religion. They put you in jail, they do horrible things to you. In America, you're protected against that. You can worship whoever you want to. And freedom of speech. There are individuals who came to America and said bad stuff about their home country. When they went back, they got in trouble for it. In America, you can say whatever you want. That's why there's so many debates and stuff like that on the internet, on social media, because people are free to express their opinion. The Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. So that is a citizen's right to have firearms in their house to protect themselves, to protect their family. And the third one, I'm just going to name 3. The third one is protection against search and seizure. The government can't come into your house and say, I'm going to take all of this because I feel like it. For the police or anyone to come into your house, they have to have a search warrant before they can come in, minus exceptions where they have proof of something bad. They don't have to have that. They can't come in, they can't search, they can't seize anything. This actually happened to my family in Vietnam before, a long time ago. You're protected against that in America. And people have that peace. They have that freedom. The third thing that people would come to America for if they choose the education route is a globally recognized degree. And that's one of the reasons why I came here, is my degree would be worth anywhere in the world. I could go to Canada to work, I go to Great Britain to work, I can go to France to work, given I speak French. I don't, but I can go and work anywhere because the degree is from an accredited university and it's recognized. As opposed to if I'd gotten a degree in Vietnam, I can only work in Vietnam, I can't go anywhere else. My brother, who got a 4 years or 5 pharmacy degree from Vietnam, if he were to come to the United States, he would have to do it all over again. He would have to go to school all over again because it's not recognized. Two more points, but they kind of intertwine with each other. The value of the dollar is, let's compare between us and Vietnam. $1 US is equals to 23,000 dong. An average worker in the United States, for simple math, let's say make $10 an hour. Well, that's equals to $80 a day for 8 hours of work times 23,000 dong, which is equal to $1.84 million dong per day that a person would make. First off, the people in Vietnam do not make 1.84 million dong a day. My brother, who graduated as a pharmacist, went to work for somebody, makes 5 million dong a month. You know, you see this, the disparities. So in America, if you want to go out and buy a pound of meat, say it's $8. Well, that $8 converts to an hour of work for an American citizen here. And the same 8 pounds of meat in Vietnam, if it costs $8, that's 184,000 dong. So assuming that my brother makes 5 million dong a month, you divide it by 30, he makes 166,000 dong a day. For this meat, to buy it at 184,000 dong, it really doesn't make sense. You know, what he makes in a day, he can barely buy a pound of meat, when an American worker can buy that in an hour. So the conversion difference is really a lot. So that's why as an American worker here, even if you don't have any advanced degrees, you might not can afford big homes, you may not can afford the fancy cars, you may not can afford the nicest and newest phones, but you can still live comfortably, as opposed to people in Vietnam who what they make in a day may or may not can pay for food, may or may not can pay for electrical bills. So that's why people all over the world risk everything they have, willing to give up everything to come to this country. So that's why legal immigration is important. I'm not going to get political on that. If you're willing to come to this country legally and work hard, I fully support you. If you are thinking about it and you want to know how, you can reach out to me and I'm willing to help you answer any questions you have. So that's all I have for today. I know it's probably a long video. All of that has been on my mind and I'm glad to be able to get it out there. So, if you're new here, I'm glad you're here. If you've been here before, I appreciate you coming back. I hope you subscribe to the channel. I hope you like this video. I hope you share this video. And if you have any questions, please leave it down below and I'll try to answer as best I can. Thanks. Bye.